So we are going to be going through a 30-minute dynamic yoga stretch today. So all you need for this class is possibly a cushion just to make it a little bit more comfortable to sit on. But other than that, just using the body and the mat today. So you can take the hands, place them palms facing down if you feel like you need a little bit of grounding, or have the palms facing up to the sky if you feel like you would like to receive. So we're going to close down the eyes and just start to take some big, deep breaths. So as you breathe, you're starting to let the outside world fade away as you begin to focus on your internal world, the body and the breath. And as you breathe, just noticing how the body begins to relax and soften, to become more calm and still. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. And using these breaths to energize you for your practice today. Final big deep breath in here. And letting it out. Good. Gently opening the eyes. Starting to interlace the fingers in front of the face. Round the back as the chin comes to the chest. And then taking the hands up to the sky, flip the palms, looking up towards the hands. See if you can bring your arms in line with the ears. So I want you to feel that you're extending and stretching through the spine. Looking up as high as you can. And then gently releasing parallel and just starting to rotate the wrists here. So it's good to stretch out the wrists, especially if you're doing lots of typing on the laptop. And then we'll rotate the other way. And then taking the arms behind us, interlace the fingers, chin coming to chest. And gently release. We're going to take a small twist over the left leg. So bringing the right hand to the left knee, I want you to lift the spine up, take a twist over the left shoulder. This is what's called an open twist. Open twist. And then we're going to go around to the right, taking a counter twist. And then gently back to center. We're just going to remove the cushion from under the bum. Rolling onto our hands and knees here. Shoulders over the wrists and just starting to move in clockwise motion to wake up the wrists. So draw that belly button into the spine. And then go the other way. Back to centre, good. Tuck the toes, push the chest back onto the thighs and then reach the arms away. So maybe the forehead comes down, maybe it doesn't reach, that's fine. Keep the elbows off the ground so you're making a bit more of an active stretch. Maybe come onto the fingertips. And then gently release, bring in the shoulders over the wrists. Push up to downward dog. So taking some bends in the knees here. Just stretch out the back of the hamstrings, walk that dog. You can stay static if you want, but I want you to make sure that you're
Squeezing the front of the thighs towards the back of the thighs, lift the kneecaps up. And then maybe you start to take some twists here. So bend the left knee, look under the right shoulder. Or the armpit, sorry, bend the right knee, look under the left. Take a couple more twists. Good, and we'll come back to centre. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Ragdoll here, just let the head go. Take a little swing side to side. And then back to centre. Hands in front of the toes, and then bend one knee and the other. Bend one knee and the other. Good. Look at the mat. Walk the hands back to your downward facing dog. Then take the hands in about a hand's length closer towards the feet. I want you to walk the right hand back so it's halfway in the mat. You can adjust yourself if you need to. I feel like I'm a bit far off the back of the mat. You can bring the right hand back in about halfway. So you're in a bit of an uneven balance here. Then start to take the left leg up to the sky. Point the toes. In your uneven balance. Maybe you bend the left knee. And bring it back down slowly. Good. Take that right hand back. Left hand comes into the centre of the mat. Uneven balance here. Shift the weight to the left leg as the right leg comes up. So keep that left elbow in. Don't let it open to the side. Maybe you bend the right knee. Bring it back down. Good. Walk the hands back. Bend the knees. Just hop the feet behind the hands into a halfway fold. Halfway fold, no, forward fold, sorry. Let the head go. Shake it yes and no. Inhale the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale down to centre. Good. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down. Hop or step back to a high plank. Then move through the vinyasa with me into upward facing dog or cobra at your choice. And downward facing dog. Good. Rolling back to your high plank. Take an inhale as you do so. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Upward facing dog, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale to high plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale up to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew, you should feel it in your arms there. Good. Drop the elbows into double fin. That's it. So make sure you start here to contract through the upper body. Don't let the body sink down or the head sink down. Push into the arms, lift up. You can start to walk the feet in here if you like. Keep the arms strong. We're going to hold it for another 2 breaths. One last breath. Draw up to the knees, take a child's pose. Oh, well earned child's pose there after that little series that got the heart going. Breathe. Couple more breaths. Rising back up onto the knees here. Coming onto your hands and knees, tuck the toes, push back downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale it in between the hands. We're going to rise up, warrior 1. Arms up by the shoulders, by the ears, bending into that right knee. Now the back foot is slightly turned inwards, hips are facing forward. So if you feel like the hips are open to the side, we're going to take your hands and move them that way. Now you can always bring that back leg in a little bit if it feels a bit too much of a stretch through the calf. But warrior 1, I don't want the leg like this. It needs to be a big, juicy bend at a right angle. Arms come up to the sky. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, bring the palms together. Bring the arms by the ears. Keep lifting the arms up, taking the top half of the body off the bottom half. Gently release the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers. Take the arms away. We're going to come into humble warrior. So keep that right bum in. If the bum is out to the side, bring it in line with the front toe. Now you use the arms to lift yourself back up. Then straighten that leg, release the arms, turn it in. Let's go left side. You might need to adjust your hips here. So maybe move the foot slightly to face the front. Bend into that left leg. Arms come up. Maybe hands come together. Bending into your warrior one. Big stretch. Taking the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Taking them off the back of the body as you come forward into your humble warrior. Now remember, make sure that that left bum cheek is staying in line with the left toe and ankles. Gently lift up. Good, and release. Turn both feet to face inward slightly, hands to the hips, forward fold. Hands drop down, release the head. Now this is your option here to go a little bit wider, so maybe if you're working on more on the inside of the leg, hamstring, groin here, you might want to go wider. Now if this is too much, remember you can always put something under your hands. If you've got a block or a cushion, a bit of support, or if you want to try practicing onto your elbows, you can go onto your elbows. Well, if you've got tripod headstand here and you want to try tripod headstand and you're bringing the crown of the head down, make sure you keep your elbows locked in at 90 degrees. I don't know if you can see that there. If you're coming in, you don't want the elbows out to the side. So I'm probably facing the wrong way to show you there, but keep the elbows locked in. And then we'll start to heel toe the feet back in. Hands to the hips, rise up. Good, now hop off the back foot, up to the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down, hop and step back to your high plank. And then let's all try moving through the same vinyasa, so moving lowering down to chaturanga, half press up. Roll onto the toes, thighs stay off the mat as you go up to upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. 2 big inhales. Exhale it out. And again. Exhaling it out. Roll to your high plank. Drop the knees. Bend the elbows. Slowly lower down to the mat. Now, you might need to wiggle back like me. So what we're going to do here is keep the elbows squeezed into the side of you. You're going to start to lift the bum up. So chin is onto the chest. The chin is onto the mat, sorry. You can see me. Bum comes up. Now you're going to extend the right leg and start to lift it up. And maybe here you bend the right knee. Perhaps you reach the left hand behind to grab the foot. Release. If you want, you can just reset. If not, you do the same thing again. So maybe you're walking the bum up. You keep the elbows squidged in. You're basically resting on the chin, the chest and the knees. Left leg goes up. Reach up. Bend the knee. See if you can grab the right hand onto the left foot. And lift up. Release. Lower the body flat, squeeze the elbows in. Come up to cobra. Lowering down. Taking the hands in front of you into Sphinx. So arms are to right angle. Slightly draw, slide the hands down the mat. Lift the chest and the head up. So you should be really working into the upper back, the lower back, shoulders here. Lifting the chest up. And gently release, drop the head. Take a little wiggle hips. Wiggle of your hips side to side. And then just reach towards the top corners of the mat.
You're going to push yourself up again, release, or don't squeeze your bum. Let the legs relax so you've got space for the spine as you lift the chest up. Arms are extended. And lower down gently. Drop the head, wiggle the hips side to side. From here, taking the hands in towards you by the shoulders, by the armpits, squeeze the elbows in. Push the hands down, lift the head up, looking towards the top of the mat into your cobra so the arms are squeezed in. So bring up the body as much as feels comfortable in the back, squeezing the elbows in, slowly lower down. And then wiggle the hips side to side. And this time we're going to adjust, coming into upward facing dog. So maybe you bring the arms just a little bit closer or lower down. Keep the elbows squeezed in. You're going to push the chest up. Thighs are off the mat, pushing the tops of the feet into the floor. Chest comes up, head reaches up. Keep squeezing those thighs. They shouldn't be resting down onto the floor like this. This is upward facing dog. Gently drop the knees, lower the body down. Make a pillow with your hands, wiggle the hips. Good. Then taking the arms out into either side of you, bend the right knee up. Drop that right leg behind you as you take a little twist. With the option here if you want to bend that left leg up as well. If that's too much for you, keep it down. And gently come down. We'll go the opposite way, so bend the left leg up. Take it behind you. Again, you can bend that right knee if that feels comfortable. Or if not, just keep it down. Slowly lowering down in front of you. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit of a back bend series again. So strengthening the back. So remember, you should never feel something twinge. If it feels like it's strengthening, then that's working. If it feels painful, in a bad, sharp shooting pain, release yourself out of it. So, if you want, you can always put a cushion on your head here. Just for a bit of extra support. I find it just gets in the way for me. So, just drop the head down. Hands come down by the side of the body, so palms facing towards the thighs. You're going to inhale, lift the head up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, and then slowly start to take the feet off the floor as well. Lifting up, you're going to breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, and wiggle those hips. So we're going to take the arms in front of us. Lift up. We're going to take it for 5 breaths here in your own time. Squeeze the bum, squeeze the thighs, reach the arms away. Keep the face looking down towards the top of the mat. When you've done your 5 breaths, you can lower down. Wiggle the hips. And then you're going to take the fingers, interlace them behind the back. Same thing, coming up again. Inhale up. For 5 breaths. Rooting the body up as high as you can, really stretching and strengthening the back here. And when you've done your 5, release. Hands down onto the mat. Make a little pillow. Wiggle the hips side to side. Okay, we're going to push back up onto our hands and knees. Knees come together. Taking a child's pose here, so just round the knees. Have the knees together so the back is rounded. And then just relax. Couple more breaths. And then rising up onto the knees, coming onto the hands, into a tabletop. We take the right arm up to the sky, thread it through the left arm, coming into our thread the needle. Left elbow is facing up to the sky. As you start to twist the body up,
towards that shoulder. And we'll gently release. Left arm comes up, bring it underneath the right. Head comes down, looking over to the right shoulder. Keep that right elbow at 90 degrees. And bring it back up to centre, good. Just taking a cat-cow, arching around in the back here. And then we're going to take a little wiggle side to side. So start to look around to the heels. Good, then we come back to centre, tuck the toes, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale in between the hands. So bring the chest up, you can start to wiggle around into the hips here. And then when you come forward, step that back foot forward, sorry. And we're going to come up into our half splits. So reaching that left leg up to the sky. Now you can always keep blocks, cushions, pillows, anything under the hands here to support you. If you want to take it a little bit further, then you drop the head towards the knee. Then maybe you bring one hand at a time towards the ankle. I'm a bit wobbly today. We'll gently release, take that left leg straight back. And we're going to straighten both legs, drop the head down. Bend the knee, take that right leg back. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bring it forward in between the hands. Chest comes up, wiggling around into the hips here. And we're going to step that right leg in, take it up to the sky, into your half splits. Remember, you've got the option to stay here or go a little bit further, maybe bring one hand at a time to the ankle. Trying to bring that head towards the knee. And then gently take it back. Take the left leg back. Push back to downward facing dog. And we'll move through vinyasa, so go to your high plank. Lower down. Put upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale it to the top of the mat, coming into pigeon. So shimmy that left leg back. Now this is where a cushion might come in handy. You can put a cushion under the right bum cheek here if you feel that you're rolling over to the right, because you really don't want the spine to be wonky in this position. So you can always push the right hip, or support the right hip, and then we're going to lower down onto the elbows. Maybe you bring the head down and breathe. So try not to fidget in your pigeon pose. Taking deep breaths, focusing on the breath, especially when it feels challenging. Continue to breathe. Gently rise up. Pushing the hands up. You're going to take that right leg up to the sky, give it a little stretch out. Be gentle with the knee and the hip. And then bringing it down. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale it up to the top of the mat. Into your pigeon.
Remember, have the toes pointing up. You don't want the toes down, you want to have the toes pointing up. Now, if you feel like you're rolling over like this onto the left, you pop a little cushion under the bum to try and give you that extra support. Lean the low down. Make a cushion for your head if you want to, or just relax onto the mat. Make sure that right leg is straight behind you. And then closing the eyes, try to soften and relax here. Focusing on the breath and be still. Continue to breathe. Slowly lifting up. Tuck the toes. Extend that left leg up to the sky. Give a little stretch out. Drop the knees down. Cross the ankles. Come onto your bum. Arms are out in front of you. Slowly start to lower down. Hug the knees into the chest. Rotate the ankles here. And coming into happy baby. Just taking a little rock side to side. Extend the left leg. Grab the left hand onto the right foot. See if you can extend it a little bit and take it over the left side of the body. And gently look to the right. You can bend the knee here and just bring it back in slowly and then drop it down. Left leg comes in, grab the right foot, the right hand onto the left leg, and maybe you can take it over to the side of the body, slightly hitting the door here again, and then turn the head over to the left. Gently release. Give yourself a little hug. And then extending the legs down in front of you. Coming into Shavasana here. So just let the legs go wide, let the palms face up, closing the eyes. And let's take 3 big breaths. Into the nose and out through the mouth. And again. And out. And in. And out. And just let the body be still. And start to deepen the breath. Bringing some life and movement back to the body. Each breath energizing you, getting you ready
to take on whatever is left of the day. And then hug the knees into the chest. Rotate the ankles. Rolling over to the right side. Pushing yourself up to seated. Hands together in front of the heart into prayer. Just take this last moment to check in with the body and the mind. Just acknowledging how you're feeling.